Namaste. Today we're going to be doing a chair yoga sequence. I know for a lot of us we are at home working remotely this week and maybe sitting more than usual. So I wanted to share with you a chair yoga practice that I often do, or I at least do pieces of while I'm working at home, and thought it'd be something that maybe you all would like to share with me. So today, let's take a peek at our chair. So I just grabbed a chair from my dining room. So you want something that's going to be sturdy, you want something that has a back on it. And then this chair is quite hard, so I'm going to grab a blanket, just lay the blanket on top. It'll be much more comfortable and also give me a little bit of a lift. And so once you find your seat, go ahead and start to get comfortable in this seat. So you want to find a place where you can have your spine long and tall, nice and open. And then for just a second, let's check in with our hips and our knees. So ideally you want the hips just slightly above the knees or in line with the knees. For some of you, you might find that your feet are not touching the floor, or just kind of hanging there a little bit. Feel free to bring the floor to you by using some blocks or some books, shoe boxes, whatever you have at home that's handy that can be a sturdy surface for your feet. For me, this puts my knees a little bit higher than my hips, so I'm going to refrain from using those blocks today, but feel free to use your props if you need them. All right, so let's work on that comfortable seat here for a second. Maybe pull away fleshy parts from the sides of the sits bones. Good. And then just start to feel yourself in your chair. And for just a couple breaths, we're going to just notice what we're thinking. We're going to notice what's happening in our bodies. Notice any sensations. Notice any thoughts. And just notice those things for a moment without changing your breath. Just notice if your breath is rushed. Notice if it's quick. And then maybe allow the breath to get a little bit deeper. With every inhale, think about lengthening your spine a little taller, a little longer. And every exhale, think about releasing the shoulder blades down away from the ears. So we want to create lots of space in the neck. Do that one more time. And then on the next inhale, let's drop the chin to the chest and just notice any sensations you might be feeling in the back of the neck right now. So you may feel some stretching along the back of the neck. Try to keep releasing those shoulder blades down the back. And then when you're ready, we're going to move into some circles. So we're going to start with the chin and we're going to start drawing a circle. Inhaling as you look upward with the chin. Exhaling as you bring the chin back towards your chest. And then every time you inhale, think of it more of a lift than a crunching back on the neck. We don't want to crunch back. We want to think of it more of a lengthening in our spine. And then let's go around one more time in this direction. Next time the chin comes to the chest, just circle the other way. Just notice if there's any places that feel a little tight. Send a little love there, send a little breath there. Allow those places to release. Feel free to spend time in any crunchy parts. Give them a little bit more love. And then once more round, let the chin come back to the chest, and then inhale the head back up to center. Good. From here, let's bring your shoulders all the way up by your ears, and then exhale, drop them back. So inhale up, exhale back. You can let the elbows get nice and big here. Let the hands just kind of graze up and down the legs. Just do what kind of feels natural, but feels really good. And if at any point in this practice today you notice anything that doesn't quite feel so good, definitely don't do it. Listen to your body. You are your first teacher. Your body's going to tell you. We just have to kind of hone in and listen. All right, let's do just one more time back. And then let's go a couple times forward. So inhale the shoulders up, and then exhale, roll them forward. I kind of like to act like I'm rowing a boat here. Really feel any places in the back or the sides that feel a little stuck. One more time forward, and then let's go one more time back, just to plug those shoulder blades into the back body. Good. Okay, so from here, we are going to do a little bit of a side stretch. So I'm going to mirror you, so I'll be calling the opposite hand. So I want you to lengthen your right hand down by your side. And then we're going to inhale, sweep the left arm up overhead and stretch to the side. Good. So you want the bicep kind of back by the ear. Palm is going to face down here. And then maybe turn your gaze to look up past your elbow. If that doesn't feel so good on your neck, just look straight forward. Now again, we want to try and create some space here. So I'm going to pull that shoulder back in socket. Yes. Good. Take another big breath in. Stretch through the side body. You should feel a stretch lengthening through your obliques. One more breath in. And then on the exhale, let's bring that arm back. Good. So with your right hand this time, sweep it up overhead. Stretch. So those left fingertips are heading down towards the ground. Palm is face down on that top hand. Pull the shoulder back by the ear. Good. Create space. Maybe turn your gaze to look past that elbow. Or just keep the gaze forward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Try to connect in with your breath today. One more inhale. And then on the exhale, let's sweep it all the way back up. Good. And for just a second, let's just take our hands into fists and just circle those wrists about. So for me, I know I have a lot of wrist issues, and so a lot of times a regular asana practice for me involves some pain in my wrist. And so this is one of the things I do to kind of let them release. So take that minute here. And then we're going to move into some bicep curls. So keep those fists, and then I want you to hug your elbows into your sides. And then you want the forearms facing up. And we're just going to inhale, squeeze the muscles, squeeze everything in towards the midline, and then exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze in, you're toning your biceps, exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze in, exhale, release. 2 more times. And then let's go ahead and just shake that out. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and take the hands to the thighs, and we'll move into a cat-cow, but this is a seated cat-cow, one of my favorite ways to do it. So we're going to inhale as we pull the chest forward, and you're going to pull the shoulder blades back together on the back body at the same time. Your gaze can turn up where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then as you exhale, we're going to tuck the chin to the chest and pull your belly button towards your spine. Really pushing away, those shoulder blades are coming apart on the back. And then inhale, pull it forward. Exhale it back. Move with your breath. Find your rhythm. Find your pace. Couple more cycles. And then next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Okay, I hope we're feeling pretty good here. For this next pose, what I'd like you to do is just come up to being seated at just the front edge of your mat for a moment. Sorry, the front edge of your chair, should I say? Or it's our mat today. And then we're going to take both arms, inhale them up to the sky, and slightly stretch back just a little bit. Keep the gaze towards the ceiling in front of you. Breathe in, just get real long between the arms. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist. So we're going to allow that left hand to come to the back of the chair, and the right hand can come to the outside of the thigh or to the knee, to the leg, anywhere that feels good. So every inhale, we're going to lengthen a little taller. Every exhale, we're going to twist a little further. Now, all of that might be happening in your mind, okay? No need for the, if the body doesn't move, that's okay. We're just physically, we're thinking about it mentally and seeing what comes out physically. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale into your twist, and that twist might just be coming from your eyes. That's okay. Try to drop the shoulders away from the ears here. One more inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to come back through center. All right, so how did the first side feel? Okay, well, let's check it out on the other side and see if it matches. Might feel a little different. So let's inhale those arms all the way up. Stretch back slightly, gaze towards the ceiling in front of you. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, let's twist the opposite direction. So that right hand comes to the back of the chair behind you, and then your left hand comes either to the outer hip, outer knee, somewhere in between. Every inhale, get a little longer, a little taller. Every exhale, twist a little further, looking over the shoulder. Maybe looking towards the back wall behind you. Breathe in, create space along the spine between the vertebrae. Exhale, twist as if you're wringing out your spine. I like to envision wringing out anything that makes me feel stuck. It's like a washcloth, just get it all out. One more inhale here. And then exhale, let's come back through center. Good. All right, and then just give your body a little shake, anything that needs to wiggle out. Okay, so from here, let's move to the lower part of the body. So you might want to come all the way sitting back in the chair again for this. And so we're just going to take our right knee, and we're going to take the hands interlaced around the shin, pull that in a little bit, and then start to move some ankle circles. So just circle that ankle about. Notice any popping or cracking. It's okay. Just give our feet a little bit of love. They do so much for us. And then circle the other way. And then let's come to stillness here. And we're going to take the hands this time underneath your thigh, interlaced. And try to pull your shoulder blades onto the back body, okay? We're going to inhale and extend the leg all the way out. Exhale, allow it to release. Inhale it out. Exhale, release. So flex through that foot. Keep it active so you're pulling that top part of the foot back towards the shin, keeping that foot activated. One more time. Inhale, let it out long, stretch. And then on the exhale, we're going to take that ankle and cross it over that opposite leg. So we want to be just behind the knee, but not actually on the knee joint. So this is our seated pigeon pose. So in our pigeon pose, it looks a little bit different in the chair, but we have the leg crossed. So this knee joint, we want to take a lot of care to protect it. So I want you to flex this foot deeply. So we're pulling that top part of the foot towards the shin. Good. Maybe spread the toes nice and wide if you can. All right. Sit up nice and tall. Now this might be a deep stretch for you. Okay, you might feel a lot of things happening in this outer hip. It's okay. Breathe. Okay. Breathe in. And then every exhale, think about pushing with the hip, the leg down. So we don't want to think about pushing down from the knee joint. We want to actually think about pushing down with the hip joint. You should feel some nice sensations in the outer hip there. We want to feel stretched, but not straining. So try to find that balance. Take a few more breaths here. And on your next exhale, if you feel like you have a little bit more room to move, feel free to start to fold forward towards that leg. Now this might be a lot, okay? Or you might go ahead and fold your chest all the way towards that leg. You can let the head drop but just notice. We want to find that place that's not too much for us. We want to find stretch, but we don't want to go too far. So there's always time for that at some later point. You can work towards that goal, but today we want to take extreme care of our bodies. So breathing in, exhaling into that pose. Take one more breath. Exhale and slowly roll the spine all the way back up. And then let's uncross that leg and bring that foot to the ground. And for just a moment, just let the legs wiggle out. All right, let's even ourselves out by trying the other side now. So go ahead and pick up that left leg, interlace the hands around the shin, and start to move into some ankle circles. And then go the other direction. And then we'll come to stillness. And then go ahead and grab underneath the thigh. And then we'll inhale, stretch that leg out, flex through your foot, drop the shoulders away from your ear. Exhale, bring it down, bend just a little bit. Inhale, extend that leg. Feel those sensations through the back of the hamstring and the calf. Exhale and bend. A few more times. One more time, extend. Just a little longer. And then on the exhale, let's go ahead and cross that knee, that ankle all the way over that leg, just behind the knee. Good. All right, so again, this might be a lot for you today. So we don't want to think about pushing or ever put any weight on the knee, right? We never want to do any lateral movements on the knee. Definitely flex this foot so we can help protect our knee joint. And so every inhale, think about getting a little longer, a little taller. Every exhale, think about pushing down from that hip socket. Yes, there should be some sensations happening in that thigh. Breathe into it. Anytime your mind starts to wander, just come back to that breath. Breathing the breath in. And on the exhale, if you have a little bit more space and you'd like to start to fold forward, feel free. Feel free to take your fold all the way down, dropping your head. You can even drop the hands if it feels good. For me, I'd rather just keep them here. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in here. And then on the exhale, we'll slowly roll it on up. Good. Let's uncross that leg very gently. And then bring the hands to the side of the chair, wiggle the feet out. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I really hope you've enjoyed today's sequence for our chair yoga. There's lots more options to do with chair yoga, but I figured I'd give you some introduction beginners poses to get you started. So we can get a little bit of movement, feel a little connection with our bodies, with our breath, and not feel like we are completely trapped. I hope to be uploading some more videos this week for you all. I love you all dearly. Namaste.